What's up? So after what feels like has been weeks, if not months, it seems like Fortnite has finally come out with a big update. And ladies and gentlemen, this is actually the big Christmas update. So this update came with a few significant map changes, including snow and lights on bushes, but the most notable thing in my opinion were the skins that were leaked. The update came with a bunch of skins in the game files that are probably going to be released over the next 2 weeks, and what I wanted to do in today's video is go through them all and rank them. Pretty much all of these skins are Christmas or winter related, but there's like a few that are also not, but we're just gonna look at them all. And lastly, before we do get into it, if you are watching this video on Thursday, I just wanted to mention that this is your last opportunity to get a Best Life shirt. There are like 10 to 8 hours left at the time of this video going up, so get on that super quick if you want to get it, otherwise they're going to be gone probably forever. So top link in the description for Best Life shirts, and let's get into it. All right, so coming in at number 14, what I believe to be the worst skin out of this whole release is Cutie Pie. So this is a Christmas related skin, and it's just kind of creepy and not very good looking. Now this skin actually has two selectable styles. There is the gnome version face, which really I do not like, and then a more human face that also I just find to be nothing overly exciting. The human variant is pretty average, and the gnome version is just really bad looking in my opinion. Now moving on to our number 13 spot, we have the Snow Patroller. In my opinion, this skin is just kind of boring. And I mean, honestly, if you think about his occupation, it's also a little bit boring. This guy is a snow patroller, like not even a ski patroller. He just patrols the snow. Overall, there's nothing off-putting about this skin. I just find it to be pretty lackluster. Moving on to number 12, we have the Frosted Flurry. So this is a skin that again to me just isn't overly standout. I thought it was okay, and then I actually saw it in the locker, and it just really didn't manage to impress me at all. I like the color palettes, and I think that it's fairly clean for just a basic skin, but there's a lot better on this list. Moving on to our number 11 spot, we have Kuro Homura. So I don't believe that this is a wintry or Christmas themed skin. I mean, I don't know what sort of Christian thing this is related to, but he is a new skin that I figured I'd just toss in on this list. He kind of reminds me of Krampus, which was a skin released last year. Maybe he's like an evil Santa Claus? I really don't know. I'm sure there's someone in the comment section that's gonna be like, he's like a Swedish evil Santa Claus or something like that. But overall, I don't think he's that bad. It just doesn't really do it for me. Now moving on to number 10, we've got Kane. Now Kane is an interesting name for this guy. He's obviously very creepy, but he also resembles that of a candy cane. Now this skin is definitely a spooky Christmas skin. It almost reminds me of some of the Halloween skins that were released this year, like maybe even Teeth in a weird way, but I do kind of like this. I don't think I'm going to be purchasing this skin, but I respect their efforts to get really creative with this, and I like it. All right, moving on to our number 9 spot, we've got the Polar Patroller. All right, so first of all, I really like the name, and I love the idea of this sentient polar bear just being the guard of the North. It's nothing, again, like absolutely spectacular, but I mean, come on, it's a polar bear. You can't hate on that. I mean, they honestly don't make a lot of just straight up animal skins. So I was actually kind of surprised to see this instead of like a skin wearing like some sort of polar bear hoodie. You know, usually they do that with like Rex and all those skins, but this guy is actually a polar bear. So I guess that's kind of unique. Again, nothing overly standout. I don't think I'll personally be buying this one, but you gotta give them like, you know, some respect for taking some risks here. And actually, speaking of taking risks, let's move on to number 8. This is Dolph. Dolph, as in, I think, Rudolph. You know what? When I first saw this skin, I actually had him like at the second lowest spot, and in the 2 hours of me making this list and working on it, I like it. Dolph has grown on me very quickly, and although he looks really stupid, I really like him. I love his Christmas themed glasses. I love his pose. Like, I know he's not really doing peace, but like he's kind of. I just think it looks good. Dolph looks like a guy who just doesn't care about a lot of stuff, but is still like a good friend and a good guy to hang out with. I almost want to keep bumping him up, man. He's a nice skin. Again, I don't think I'm gonna purchase it, but he's kind of standout, and I like it. Okay, so moving on to number 7, we finally got something really interesting, and this is the Devourer. So this is going to actually be part of a Frozen Legends type bundle. There's 2 more skins on this list that are part of it, and this is actually the monster from Polar Peak. So yeah, like 1 whole year later, they've decided to actually introduce this as a skin. Now, personally, I don't think I want to buy this skin, but I just want to give Epic so much credit for finally going through and making this a skin. People had been speculating for so long, like really almost a year now, that this was going to get turned into a skin, and it was kind of disappointing that it didn't happen. So seeing that they were just holding on until Christmas, it kind of makes sense. It's cool. Like, I don't really have any personal affinities for this one, but I just really love that they did it. It's like, I'm not gonna buy it, but I'm sure a lot of other people are, and good for you, Epic. Good for you. Now, moving on to number 6, we have the skin Shiver. Now, this is a skin that didn't really stand out to me to begin with as a standstill image, but as soon as I saw gameplay of it just sitting in the locker and kind of moving a little bit, getting a full 180 or I guess 360 view of it, it like made me actually appreciate the skin a lot more. It's another skin that took a little bit of time for me to get okay with, but I actually do really like it. I tend to dislike the demon devil type skins, but this one works as like an ice demon, I guess. It's also gonna come with those frozen wings on the back, so there is that added bonus. Shiver is a very clean, I suppose, winter skin. I don't know if I want to say it's exactly Christmassy, but it's really nice. All right, so moving on to number 5, this skin is not explicitly wintry or Christmassy, but it is part of this new release, so I figured I'd just throw it in to show you guys. This is Astra. And I gotta say, she is one of the cleanest of this set. I think overall she just looks really good, but what's really cool about her is she has 2 different styles. The first is constellations, and then the second are just a bunch of stars on her suit. Yeah, like it's just one of those skins, you know, you see it and you're just like, yep, that's great. That's really clean. And that's how I feel about Astra. I don't really buy a lot of skins anymore, but it's something I could see myself potentially purchasing. She kind of reminds me of like a spacey onesie, so yeah, it's solid. All right, so moving on to number 4, we've got a second Frozen Legends type skin, and this is actually Frozen Fish Stick. Now, I mean, Fish Stick at this point, he's been done quite a few times, but I'm gonna give him the high ranking just because it is Fish Stick. So there were a lot of people hoping for another version of this skin, so it's cool to see. I think of the 3 of this set, this was kind of like the easy layup that Epic was going for, where it's like, let's just throw Fish Stick in. People like Fish Stick. We know it's gonna do well. So of this 3-pack, we've got the monster from Polar Peak, we've got Frozen Fish Stick, and then this last one I think is the best of all. So coming in at number 3, we actually have Frozen Nog Ops. Now, to me, this is like a really good implementation of the Frozen variant. This to me is like up in the tier of Frozen Love Ranger, Frozen Raven, and Frozen Red Knight. It just looks really good. What's really funny about this though is if you look at her from the frontal view, her hat almost looks like it's one of those hats that like a Soviet Russian would wear. I don't know what that style of winter hat is called. I see them even in Canada now, but like, it looks like that from the front. Obviously, it is just a blue Santa hat, but overall, I really like this design. And Nog Ops is a great skin to begin with, so I'm never gonna complain about something getting added into something that's already really nice. All right, so moving on to number 2, this is a skin I was very pleasantly surprised about. It is called Arctica Ark Tick. So this is a skin that I felt like was middle of the road when looking at the standstill image of it, but then I saw it in the locker and it really improved my opinion on it. She's just really sharp, like just a really sharp, clean skin. I feel like every month or 2 you get one of these skins that it's like a female, sleek looking skin and everyone's just like, man, that looks incredible. I mean, we get so many of those, but I really feel like this is gonna go into that like top tier category. I love her glasses, I love her pink hair, I love the toque, and obviously the whole suit is just, it's just clean, and that's really all I gotta say about this one. Of anything on the list, probably one that I'm gonna be most likely to pick up. That is, apart from our number 1 spot. Okay, so coming in at number 1, this is Monks. So yeah, they made a skin out of that like old monkey. Like, I don't even know how I know that monkey, but I feel like everyone knows that monkey. It's like a classic stuffed animal, like the sock monkey, you know? And I really like this. I think Arctica or Frozen Nog Ops are probably going to take hold in popularity, but to me, this was just really innovative and neat. I was gonna say innovative and creative. That's basically the same thing. It's neat. I can honestly see this becoming like a random sweat skin. And I mean, I've made these predictions before and they usually don't happen, but personally, I really like it. So I don't know, is it bold to put it at number 1? It might be, but I'm a gambling man and I'm gonna say it is the best of the list. And yeah, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be the video for today. And yeah, so if you guys are watching this video on Thursday the 12th, it is not too late to get a Best Life shirt, but there's only like a few hours left. So make sure to go check that down in the top link below. So anyways, thank you guys so much for making it all the way through this video. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, leave a like. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out, you freaking nerds.